so if we quickly look at the planning section, we will see that the initiatives, the three initiatives are on the planning section, and I can start putting some more information. So I can say, if I look at my implement an online booking system, for example, I can again capture a whole bunch of information about what I need to do, why it's important, the costs. I can say license fees for our online booking system are £10,000 per month. I can specify that as well. So I can say those are recurring every month.
Now, this is a feature, by the way, I absolutely love. I've used it recently in a marketing strategy. Really, really useful, because you can actually set your marketing budget up by just assigning the number as a negative figure. It sees positive numbers, because the way this is working, it's seeing cost as a positive number. So if you put a budget in as a negative number, it then actually total it up to show you whether you bust your budget or not. It's brilliant. The ability to equalize costs or have them as lump sums or recurring is very, very, very helpful. And to be able to then export it straight out to Excel is genius, I have to say.
I'm very pleased you like it so much, Barry. It's always great to hear you talk about these things. So I'm just going to, you can see I've got a whole bunch of other things that I can fill in about the initiatives. Just in the interest of time, I'm just going to fill in a couple here and say, just so I can show you what the output then looks like. Shortlisted suppliers. We can say our planning estimates. We're going to start it on the first of the month. It's going to take us 3 months to do this installation. I have a medium level of confidence in that estimate. I can then break it down into the actions I need to do. I can assign a project manager to this particular initiative. For example, if I want, I'm just filling in some details so that we can look at some of the reports later. That's probably enough for now. Now, if I go and look at, if I go back there, you'll see it started to build up a timeline showing the extent that this activity is going to take.
So that's the Gantt chart.
That's the Gantt chart. And I could map these other ones onto the Gantt chart, and it would start to build up a timeline view of all the things I need to do and how long it's going to take me to get my bike shop where I want it to be. There's a couple of different views. I'll just highlight here again. It's showing all my goals across the top, my initiatives, and showing which goals achieve which initiatives. As you can see at the moment, we're only focused on that one goal. We don't have any initiatives to achieve any of the other goals.
Also very helpful. The ability to sort of have your initiatives, things we're considering, things we mothballed, things that we proposed, things that might come out of mothballs, and things that are rejected. So that's really helpful with collaboration, isn't it?
Yeah, I find this really useful, because when I'm talking to clients and they say, we're talking about something, and you say, well, we could do this, and they say, yeah, no, that's an interesting idea, yeah. And so I put it into the system, and they say, no, don't put it in, because we haven't made a decision. And I said, no, but that's the point. We put it in. It's under consideration. So everyone knows we're thinking about it. We can start to collect our thoughts on what it is, but it's absolutely clear that we haven't even moved it to a proposal stage. We're not even saying we think it's a good idea. We're just saying it's something that we might consider doing. Yeah. And then as you build your confidence, you can move it through the funnel. So you go, as you say, under consideration. It's now a proposal. We're now actually seriously considering doing it. We've now decided we are going to do it. It's approved. We've now actually started doing it. And then, of course, right at the end, we've completed it. We've completed
the status of it is always recorded by the system.
It's always recorded and consistent. The one that I particularly like is the status reporting, where we can look at it and say, look, we've got 3 things on the go. We've got we've only assigned a project manager to the first one. The other 2 don't even have project managers assigned. We've got a status update here. It's evident, there's no evidence in the system that anything's been done about these first 2. So, gradually we'd build up that picture, and we'd have our sort of monthly or weekly management meeting. We'd just go down this list So I always say your sort of monthly or weekly management meeting should look at this project status report, so you can say, are we clear on who needs to be doing what for all of our strategic initiatives? And the other one I would look at is the results one, which is, are the things that we're doing achieving the outcomes we wanted to achieve? And as a monthly management meeting, if you just looked at those two screens, you'd be 80% of the way there in terms of staying on top of the strategic performance of your business.
And we're now 65% of the way along the strategic planning path.
We're now 65% along the way. We're starting to build out something that's starting to look like a plan. It's getting quite close to looking like a plan, to be honest. So those things will keep you on track. You can see there's the financial view as well, Barry. This is your point that you like so much, where it'll go across all of your... We've only put in for one, but it's gone through there and highlighted how much this is going to...
And the point that I made about putting budgets in, you saw that when Chris entered these, he didn't put a negative sign in front of them. The system automatically allocates that as a cost. So if you put a negative cost in, it's a contribution, and so you can put budget in, allocate it across the whole period, and it then shows you on a monthly basis what your monthly budget is, and how the costs offset against that budget, and then the cumulative total at the bottom. If it's a negative number, you've blown your budget, and if it's a positive number, you're still under budget. So that works very well, and something that I use a lot.
Yeah. So this stage at the moment, it's saying, look, by this time next year, we're going to have spent £125,000. Now, we haven't put in any revenues. We could actually put in some revenues as well, some forecast revenues, and it would then tell us whether we are able to afford this level of expenditure, or whether we're going to need to seek some sort of funding, maybe a loan or some investors, or maybe just investing our own money in this business. Yeah. Or maybe it's going to tell you have to defer some of your plans, because you have to defer them until you've got sufficient funding to do that. So if we go back to the strategy board, you'll start to see it's started to fill in some more things in grey here of what we've done. So it's telling us we've got goals. You can see we haven't even looked at vision or mission statement or corporate values. We haven't looked at risks, actions, issues, or we've got two actions actually. We haven't
and
looked
a quick one for our viewer. When Chris said in grey, what happens is that if you have a look at the strategy board here, one of the boxes, if you have a look, for example, at initiatives or under planning, the planning box, initiatives got 3 initiatives. If you go to stakeholders, people, operations, groups, people involved in the project, it's got 29 stakeholders there. Some of those will be competitors. So those are the elements that Chris has suggested. We've done quite a lot of analysis. If you look at the analysis pane, we've got a lot of grey in there. So you can see how all of this now is generating.